violation of the democratic spirit, the tradition, the constitution. But in Bhainsa, no such breast beating is going on. Nobody is pressuring the Telangana Chief Minister to either visit or let the media in or restore internet communication or even lift Section 144 or allow politicians to go and survey the scene for themselves. The fundamental question is why? The opposition in the state says it's appeasement. Ever since an AIMM link was drawn to the violence, the TRS, which finds itself indebted to the AIMM, is not allowing anyone to examine the facts from an independent point of view. And let me just talk you through, viewers, a little bit about why some people allege that there is a TRS-OAC pact to cover up. I'll tell you why, viewers, because some people have come out and said that there is a very strong relationship between these two parties. In 2021, the AIMM backed the TRS candidate for the post of mayor and deputy mayor in the GHMC polls to keep the BJP out. In 2018, OAC was seen campaigning for TRS, asking voters to support KCR in the state elections. Again in 2018, KCR vowed to travel across India along with OAC to bring regional parties together. So obviously some sort of an understanding. 2018, OAC asked KCR to play a larger national role after TRS returned to power with a majority. This is the reason why many people believe that KCR is not allowing even the media in. Forget about anyone else. Why suspect the motives of the media? Does KCR believe that the media is going to go there and light fires? Even today, viewers, 6th day running, it was difficult for Shomit, our correspondent, to enter. And here is a report that he sent us, where he says that not only do you have to take permission from multiple agencies on the ground, but even when you go in, you're not allowed access to areas where we are being told that people are living in mortal fear of their lives. Why? We don't know the situation on the ground. We don't know which community has an upper hand. But viewers, surely we all need to know what is happening so that the truth can surface. So any talk of perhaps bias in the approach of the administration can be exposed if it is indeed true, or disproved if it is not. Otherwise, in a vacuum, canards dominate, rumors dominate, and we all know what happens when rumor takes over. Listen first to this report from Shomit.
Tensions on rise in Bhainsa town and restrictions still in place in the complete Bhainsa Municipal Corporation. We can clearly see public are not allowed on roads, and police investigation is still on. And police have said that they have identified 78 persons still now in connection with the communal riots. And right now we are also standing at the Bhainsa main bus stand area, where hundreds of buses will be plying from this bus stand. We can clearly see the bus stand is completely shut and buses are in the depot. And the police are also saying that in 78 persons, 33 persons have already been remanded, sent to the judicial custody, and other 38 persons are still absconding. And police also said that they are collecting evidences against the persons. And even yesterday another incident took place in the Bhainsa town itself. Yesterday late night, a car was two autos and a hotel was completely burned down by the rioters. And day before yesterday, a car was completely burnt. And in that incident, the police is searching for the accused. And in related to the incident which took place in the Mahagaon, which is also in the Bainsar corporation limits. The police have identified the accused persons and have also taken them into the custody, who have burnt 2 autos and a hotel. And police also said that they belong to a Hindu organization, and police said that the cases are being registered till now, and over 4 cases apart from 15 cases have registered, and they said that till today evening there will be 24 cases registered. They will be registered by today evening, and we can clearly see everywhere police pickets are there. And on the other hand, if we see very nearer to the bus stand area, over 10 shops was burned by the rioters on Sunday late night, and the incidents are continuing in the Bainsar town, and tensions are raising day by day. It seems that the restrictions may continue for coming 2 to 3 days, and police said that soon they will be taking call on lifting of the ban on internet as well as on restrictions. With Vijay Kiran, Samit for Times Now from Bainsar.
This is what the Minister of State for Home said. Viewers, listen to this.
मजलिस पार्टी के गुंडे पूरे कम्युनल क्लासेस लाने के लिए अलग अलग समय पर अलग अलग तरीके से उधर कम्युनल क्लासेस लाने के लिए प्रयास कर रहे। बहुत बार हम स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को बोले, मैं जब एमएलए था, एमएलए रहते वक्त मैं बहुत बार विजिट भी किया हूं, असेंबली में आवाज भी उठाया हूं, मगर टीआरएस पार्टी मजलिस पार्टी दोनों मिलके आज तेलंगाना में राजनीति करे। टीआरएस पार्टी भी मजलिस पार्टी के हाथ में खिलौना बनकर आज मजलिस पार्टी गुंडाइज्म को, राउडीज्म को, कम्युनल क्लासेस को इनडायरेक्टली डायरेक्टली समर्थन करते हैं। इसका कारण बार बार ये इंसिडेंट हो रहे। जो भी कल्प्रिट्स है उनके ऊपर पूरे केस लगाना चाहिए, यही भारतीय जनता पार्टी का डिमांड है।
Let me open this up. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, let me begin with you first. You're a non-political voice. Obviously, it's a tinderbox kind of situation there. The point is not so much who is to blame, who triggered the violence, what action has been taken. We'll come to all of that later. First and most important is that the media is getting handouts. We're not allowed beyond a certain line, certain area to speak to the locals. We're getting filtered information from the police. The point is that when this has happened in other states, especially those run by the BJP, there's been a hue and cry. Here, absolute radio silence.
No, absolutely, Rahul, and I congratulate you, in fact, for perhaps the only or one of the very few journalists to be raising this question, because the question obviously is not of communal riots. There are about 67,000 to 70,000 communal instances of riots that happen every year in India over the last decade and a half. It is how the media treats each one of them or some of them. Now, as we know very well, since 2014, for the left, the Congress and their assorted acolytes and stooges in the media, India has been divided into 2 portions. One is ruled by the BJP and the other is ruled by the non-BJP. And all the human rights that they cry about and all the instances of trampling on freedom of speech and expression, sedition charges, and arresting people, arresting journalists, not allowing press to cover something happens in the BJP area. It never happens in the non-BJP area. And you see this reflecting, I mean, the ecosystem is so well oiled that you see all this come up in their freedom reports, and their, India is no longer a democracy in some, God-forsaken report, which is a complete bundle of lies, is citing these instances that will always happen in the BJP controlled areas. In fact, even sometimes they talk about non-BJP controlled areas, for example, Kashmir. So, like the examples that you took of internet being blocked, press not being allowed to cover, those things, when they happen in Kashmir, they make to these freedom reports. But these instances, they never do. And finally, let me just give you one example, of how things would have been manipulated 20 years ago, before the internet, before everyone had a phone to take a video clip of. You remember 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago, Delhi riots that happened right before our eyes. We were all there. So many people covered it. Video, overwhelming video evidence. And also evidence by the police that both Hindus and Muslims took part in it. Both Hindus and Muslims were victims of it. Still, a huge chunk of the media still called it an anti-Muslim pogrom. So you can imagine the agenda is to such a level, it's almost as if they are engineers. You know, engineers have these flow charts. So any incident that happens, they will ask the question, did this happen in a BJP area? Yes, no. If it's no, ignore. And if it is yes, then you put out all your propaganda.
Well, let me ask Mr. Guvvala Balaraju, MLA of the TRS, who joins us to speak on behalf of the Telangana government, I presume. Mr. Balaraju, what is going on?
Yes, Rahulji.
Why aren't you allowing the media
you might have understood the voice of a responsible central minister, Mr. Kishan Reddy ji. He has given the voice on behalf of the BJP party. He is supposed to give the voice as a responsible minister of the country.
Sir, am I legitimizing what he is saying? No, I'm only asking you the question. You see, people like this will be able to set the agenda. They might be able to make claims because we don't know what's going on the ground. The best way of determining that or dispelling any biased commentary is by allowing the media in. I mean, I want to ask you this, sir. No, I just want to ask you a basic question. Balaraju Saab,
yes.
Do you think this is in the interests of those people who today don't believe that they are safe? Should they not be speaking out? Should we not at least be able to speak to them and ask them, are they being looked after by the state administration? Are their basic rights today being protected? Why do you suspect the media? What's the problem?
See, the motto of the BJP party is very clear. By taking the media
Sir,
support,
the media is not the BJP. I'm only asking you, Balaraju Saab.
Let me finish up my version, Rahulji.
Yeah,
the motto of the BJP party is very clear here in the state. Now these days, the MNC election is going on, and keeping future in the mind, they want to explore small issue in the entire state. That is not.
Sir, can I ask you a question? Yes, the BJP is doing whatever you might accuse it of doing, but that doesn't absolve you of giving me an answer on behalf of your government, sir. You're an MLA. Now I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. Sir, is it or is it not true? Sir, is it or is it not true that an AIMIM councillor has been arrested? Yes, no.
If we are tied up,
no, has Abdul Qadir been arrested? Just tell me yes or no.
Instructions to not to arrest the culprit, but we don't have that kind of intention.
Mr. Qadir, has he been arrested? Yes or no? Mr. Balaraju, has Mr. Qadir been arrested? Yes or no? Simple question.
See, as per my information is concerned, a lot of culprits are arrested. Some of them are.
Why is it so difficult for you to answer this question? Why is it so difficult for you to say that an AIMIM councillor has been arrested because of the communal riot that took place on Sunday? Why is it so difficult? I'm only asking you this simple question. Is it true, yes or no?
The police are on the job. Definitely.
Look at this, viewers. I've asked this question now 5 times of the TRS MLA, a member of the Legislative Assembly who is sworn by the Constitution to tell us the truth. Now I'm asking you, sir, I beg you, tell me, has the AIMIM councillor been arrested, yes or no?
Rahulji, what I'm saying, you try to understand. Don't take information of the BJP party into the consideration.
Unbelievable.
What I'm trying to explain to you is...
It's a yes and no answer. It's a yes and no answer.
Some culprits are arrested. Some are to be arrested.
That is very well, sir. I hope they all are arrested. But I'm asking you, has an AIMIM councillor been also arrested, sir, with an attempt to murder charge? Has he been booked? Yes, no?
See, till now, I don't have that information exactly. But
how come you don't have that information, sir? Have you seen the national newspapers? I mean, the regional newspapers, sir? Have you seen what the police has said? I'll play out the police reaction. The police is on record, but the MLA doesn't know. This is the problem, viewers. The MLA knows what's going to happen in Hathras. He knows what is happening he knows what is happening in Srinagar, but he doesn't know what is happening in his own backyard. This is a selectivism.
If you are not interested to listen my voice, how can I? What should I say?
But sir, I'm asking you a question. You're not answering me. I'm listening to you, sir.
I'm directly telling you. I'm telling you directly that some are arrested, some are going to be arrested. Whoever is the culprit, whatever the influence he has, he will be definitely arrested. Our police system is very clear. We are against the policies of culprits like other people who has created nuisance in the Bainsa. We are nowhere related to the MIM party. If he is culprit, definitely he will be arrested. Let the police people
have
get
you
the
finished what you have had to say?
Yeah, tell me what you want to ask me.
No, you first tell me. Have you finished with what you've had to say before you say that I cut you off? You said exactly this now for 7 minutes. Is this all you have to say?
Very clear. If the councillor is not being arrested, definitely he will be arrested.
God.
I don't know the exact
Look
information.
at this, viewers. This is the state of affairs. The MLA of the ruling party doesn't know what is happening on the ground.
Police,
now, I don't know if this is callousness. I don't know if this is callousness, disinterest, or an attempt to obscure facts. I don't know. I don't know. You are listening, viewers, to an MLA. He can't confirm what is now
that is not the duty of
open information. Confirmed on record by the police.
Of the police people.
The police have come out and
I'm sorry, sir, what do you mean that is not the duty?
Exact information.
On one hand, you don't allow the media. You're not allowing the media in. On the other hand, you're not providing us the information.
It's not
How
his
are we
duty.
going to get the information if the media can't tell us that and you are not prepared to tell us that?
Now this is bizarre. I want to quickly bring in
really want to blame
Arvind
us.
Nizamabad,
There is no easy.
MP of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Can I ask you, Arvind ji, why are you in Nizamabad? Why aren't you in Delhi attending Parliament?
I was supposed to come to Delhi, but suddenly these developments at Bainsa made me stay back in Hyderabad. The unfortunate incident here is, in Telangana, the Chief Minister is invisible. Last year, we had a severe riot than what we saw 3 days ago. Chief Minister has not gone to Bainsa. He has not met the victims of those riots. The Hindu families, especially in Bainsa, are very insecure. Their confidence levels are low, and it is the duty, responsibility of the Chief Minister to go to.
Okay, but we don't know the facts on the ground, and you haven't been there either, Arvind. You have not been there either, right?
But they were. I'm talking about the riots which happened even last year.
See, that's the problem. The problem is, viewers, that anyone can say anything about the situation on the ground. You can vilify one over the other. The reason you can do it is because no one is allowed in there. Now, the same yardstick, the same stick is used to beat BJP state chief ministers. Had this happened, viewers, in Uttar Pradesh or in Gujarat or in Madhya Pradesh today, you would have had national media, you would have had every opposition party, Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi driving there, singing as they drove, and they would have parked themselves for many days. The issue is that the yardsticks change depending on who's in power, and that is damaging. People's lives hang in the balance, whether they're Hindus or Muslims. They hang in the balance, and we don't have a voice from government even confirming basic facts. I leave it to your judgment, viewers. Do you think this state of affairs should continue? Should the media be kept out? And if it is being kept out, the question is why? What's the motive? I leave it at that.